Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another What the Fuck News. My name is Destrey, and really the only thing you need to know about me this week is my favorite color is red, like the blood of my enemies. That was really creepy. If you aren't familiar with this is a show where we talk about the news that you might have missed in the last week, so make sure you check out episode 1 if you haven't seen that. Firstly, in a bit of fake news, mother names her son Sabretooth? What? Just kidding, that didn't actually happen. But in actual what the fuck news, a giant Atari gravesite was found in New Mexico earlier this week. Producers of a documentary were looking for millions of copies of E.T. the Extraterrestrial video game for Atari, which has been named the worst game of all time. Like, this game was so bad that Atari was just like, wow, this game sucks. Let's just fucking bury it and pretend like none of this ever happened. It was reported that 728,000 copies of E.T. the Extraterrestrial were buried sometime in 1983 when the collapse of Atari happened because this game was that bad. The game designer Howard Warshaw says he doesn't mind that this game was called the worst game of all time, saying, "It may be horrible, but 32 years after, here you are talking to me about it. It's a tremendous honor." Well played, Howard. Well played. You can probably just imagine how awesome his job resume is now, though. What's this here under special achievements? Actually, I created the worst game of all time, E.T. for Atari. You're hired. In some really weird what the fuck news, Burt's Bees lip balm is being used in school to get high. I'm not making this up. Apparently, the new fad called Beezin is the act of putting lip balm on your eyelids. What? What I don't get is how do you get peer pressured into doing this?
Hey man, you wanna get high? Put this lip balm on your eyelid.
Like, who would just be like, oh, okay man, totally. What kind of crack do you have to be on to think that this is a good idea? Oh wait, you're not on crack because you're on fucking lip balm. So kids, just as a test, someone comes up to you and says, hey, you want to put some strange shit in your eye? Say fuck no.
Don't you want to be cool, man? Everyone's doing it. We all have slightly irritated eyes.
Yeah, and now parents are gonna be like worried to let their kids near lip balm now. They're gonna be like, is my child safe from the influences of lip balm? What if he gets addicted? In some really weird what the fuck news, a group of girls were arrested for twerking outside of a court in Oregon. 20-year-old Cora Valiquez visited the court to pay a fine for a warrant, and I guess was so happy about it that she just started twerking immediately after. Just paid my court fine! Woo! The other girl, Leah Kim Yothsombath, whose name sounds more like a medieval warrior than a 22-year-old girl who is filming 2 other girls twerk, was also arrested with the other 2 girls down the road from the court. And before you're like, what? I can get arrested for twerking? The girls also exposed themselves, peed in public on people's cars, and were found in possession of pot, cocaine, and meth in their car. So there's also that. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't find any lip balm in that girl's car either, because this girl clearly looks like she's beezing. What? That's not cool to say? Oh, okay. In some super what the fuck news, a Georgia mother and her girlfriend were arrested earlier this week for using an extreme form of punishment on her 6-year-old son. Apparently they put the kid in a tiny dog cage, poured syrup on him, cat litter, and then made him hold a huge brick over his head for an extended period of time. During the abuse, the child was saying, please don't kill me, and the screams were heard by the neighbor, who then reported to the school, and then child services were called and sent to the home. But it just makes you wonder, like, what kind of fucking shit has to be going on in your mind to think that that's okay to do to anyone, let alone your 6-year-old son? Like, it doesn't matter what the kid did. If he fucking peed in my oatmeal and set fire to everything that I ever loved, I probably still wouldn't do that to him. As of now, the 2 women are being held in prison for felony counts of cruelty to children. I'm just hoping that every meal that they get in prison is fucking cat shit with syrup on it on a plate that is actually a brick. Mmm, yummy! Eat up, girls, gotta get your protein. And lastly, in a bit of really exciting movie news, Disney and Lucasfilms have recently announced the cast of Star Wars Episode 7. I am so excited. What's awesome is that the original cast members of episodes 4, 5, and 6 are returning to episode 7, including Mark Hamill as Luke, Carrie Fisher as Leia, and the awesome Harrison Ford as Han Solo, who plays a quote-unquote huge role in the first movie of the new trilogy. To join the legendary veteran cast are actors including Adam Driver, rumored to be the main villain of the story, John Boyega, Domhnall Gleeson, Max von Sydow, Daisy Ridley, and Lord of the Rings' Andy Serkis, who played Gollum, which is just awesome. No rumors yet as to which characters everyone's going to be playing, but I guess time will tell. J.J. Abrams, director of the new Star Wars trilogy, as well as Star Trek, or as I like to call it, Lens Flare the movie, says, we are really excited to finally share the cast of Star Wars Episode 7. It's both thrilling and surreal to watch the beloved original cast and these brilliant new performers come together to bring this world to life once again. We start shooting in a couple of weeks and everyone is doing their best to make the fans proud. As a fan, I really hope they do well with this, and I just really hope they make it better than the prequel trilogy, cause holy shit. Well, Well guys, that's it for this episode of What the Fuck News. Today's big question of the day is, what do you think the next fad is going to be with kids getting high? In my day it was sniffing rubber cement, so what do you think that in the future the next fad is going to be?
Hey man, put this pencil lead in your pee hole.
Let me know in the comments down below, as well as your thoughts to any of the stories I talked about today. All the links for those stories can be found in the description, as well as links to find me on all of my social networking sites. Before you guys go, make sure to check out my newest video on my channel where I talk about naming your son or daughter diarrhea. It's a great time. Also check out Shane's new spoof of Avril Lavigne's Hello Kitty, which I talked about in the last episode of What the Fuck News. It's hilarious and awesome, as is everything Shane does, so make sure you watch that.
This video is fucking racist, but it's okay because we're paying these Asian chicks to dance behind me. We want to kill ourselves.
Well guys, I guess I'll see you next week for another What the Fuck News, and fair winds.